Right, can I start sharing my screen?
Yes, sir.
Fine. Thank you. Let me know once you're able to see my screen as well.
So you can see the screen. I can see it.
Fine. Thanks. Hope you're able to see my screen, right? Everyone. Thank you. First of all, I would like to thank Analytics Vidya for giving this opportunity. And I hope you are able to see my screen and working fine there. 1 second. Yes, fine. Thanks for this. And today we are going to discuss about introduction of DAX and case study. So I would like to give a brief about myself, and then I will get started about the topic, and we will work on the content part. So this is about myself. I'm Rajendra. I'm a BS specialist, and I'm a Microsoft certified trainer as well. I have 12 years of experience on Microsoft technologies working on SSIs from the integration part and the front end. From past 7 years, I'm working on front Power BI side, end-to-end activities. And I'm acting as a Power BI mentor internally in my organization as well as externally as well. And if you want to get in touch with me, below are my social networking sites. LinkedIn, I will be active. So where if you have any queries or else concerns related to the Power BI topics, if you wish to learn this, you can get in touch with me. I can help you on that. And I have started writing the blogs as well. So data analytics group is there, which is an active. And whenever on the weekend level, I will try to post any interesting topic on the BA side and interesting on the DAX part. So where I can try to spend most of my time on the DAX analytics as well. And recently I have started YouTube channel as well, Rajendra BI Analytics. So slowly it is growing, like 100 plus subscribers are there. So where I can try to, not regular basis, on monthly basis or else 2 months once, I can try to just share the new things on the Power BI, and as well as any new technologies are coming up, I'll just try to share my views on that. So this is about myself. And coming to these topics, today we are going to discussing about introduction of the DAX. So we will try to extract some data source systems like a data feed. And then we will understand what is the DAX and what kind of measures and how we are going to create it. And there is some of the DAX objects like a calculated column and calculated measures. So we were going to work on that as well. Along with that, we will try to discuss what is the difference between measures and as well as the calculated columns too. And the last part, once the case study, it is not a theoretical stuff. I'll just walk you through some of the theoretically, so we'll get to know what it is and how we are going to work on it. And later part, I will try to work on the case study as well. So finally, right, if you have any queries or also concerns, I'm going to take your queries too. So I hope you can see my screen. I will share you the data sets for hands-on as well. So I will put it on the chart so that you can able to see, you can able to connect to the data source system so that we will do the hands-on as well. Okay. So I just want to get to know from your end on Power BI side, how many of you are aware of this tool from the Microsoft side, whether you are working on this, or as one, I'll just try to rate it as a not used anywhere. 2, for you have a minimal knowledge on this Power BI application. And 3, for you are expecting something on the DAX scenarios and the concept part. 4 is something like you are expecting something on like case studies on these techniques. So I just want to rate yourself 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. Super. Jai Kishan. Fine. I'd just like to give a brief about Power BI Desktop, and then I will walk you through the DAX concept. So basically, I have prepared the DAX scenarios, but whoever rated with 1, I'm going to share the brief about Power BI Desktop application, and then how we are going to use this, how we are going to implement the DAX concepts and all, we will discuss in detail, okay, within as per the time limit. Okay. So first of all, Power BI application, it's a product from the Microsoft. It's a free application. We can Ourselves, we can install on our local machines. For that, I'm going to share you the link. Whoever not install this Power BI desktop application, it is a prerequisite already mentioned in the portal as well. So whoever not install, I will show you how it is going to install and what is the process. So please try to install this Power BI desktop application, as most of our development activities should be on the Power BI desktop only. So whoever not install this, let me share you this software. I'm just trying to paste it in the chat box. Please try to utilize. Link I have pasted in the chat. So there are two different approaches to install this application. Suppose if you are using Windows 10, we can try to install from the Microsoft Store. So we can search it here and stores. From here also we can search it and we can get the Power BI desktop application, which is a free application. We don't need to use, or else there is something for the payments or something. Okay. So from here we can install it. And the another way is manually we can try to download. So the link which I have shared with you, please try to use it. If you can go little down, here we have a Microsoft Power BI desktop. So here, advanced download option, try to select it. Try to select that advanced. If you can go little down, so here, so this Power BI desktop application is not a static one, like maybe we will get three months or also 4 months updates. Monthly basis, Microsoft team will be updating on this application. So monthly basis, we'll try to get it on latest preview features accordingly. So here we have an option name called download. So try to select it. So try to check your system type, whether it is a 64-bit or else a 32-bit. Try to check it and select it here. Okay, next. Try to download the software. As I said, it is a free application, so it will be get downloaded. 1 second, Tushar. If you are facing issues, I will tell you. Okay, I will help you on that. So as I said, another way, right? So this is a Microsoft Store. So here also we can try to search it. Power BI desktop installer. Try to search Power BI. Get it the software, which is a free one. Okay, open it. I have already installed it, so you can see an option like get. Okay. So two approaches. One is from the Microsoft Store, we can get it installed this software. Another one is the link which I have shared with you. We can use it for installation process. So once you have downloaded this exe file, by default it will be get downloaded on your download path. If you are using your, maybe if it is Office missions, try to install as an administration level. Okay, try to right click on the software, use it as an admin portal. So double click on the software, it looks like this. I hope you're able to see this one. Can you see it? Power BI desktop. I'm using 64-bit version. Double click on this exe file. Double click on this. And try to choose the language and try to select next, shortcut to the desktop. So the final application should be something like this, Power BI desktop. Okay. The final application, you can able to see it in this way. This is the icon. So please try to use, maybe if you're using Office missions, right click and try to install run as an administrator. And if you're using your personal missions, try to double click on this download path itself and you can install anywhere. Boom. A simple process. Please let me know if you have any issues or also queries on this as well. I can help. Coming to this, so why we are going to this and what kind of an activities we are going to do by using this desktop, Power BI desktop. So as I said, it's a product from the Microsoft. The activities we are going to do it as like, we will try to connect to the different data source systems, which I have mentioned here. We will connect the data, which is in something like structured or also semi-structured or as unstructured format. We don't know what kind of a source we are going to get it as per the project bit. So we will connect it by using this Power BI desktop application. And if your data is not in a clear manner, we will try to perform internally some of the transformations to perform the data cleanup activities. And finally, we will try to convert the connected data set in the form of different set of visualizations like a bar chart or else maybe the pie chart, a donut chart. These many charts are available. We can try to visualize this in the form of different type of a diagrams or else a graphs. That is a main motto of using this tool. So who is going to benefit by using this tool? So as a developer, we are going to do these all activities, and the final goal should be something like to the business owners or else a team heads. Okay, they can try to take their business decisions accordingly. So whatever the data we are connecting, instead of analyzing the data from an Excel or in some kind of a format, some kind of a macro analysis, we can try to convert the data in the form of a kind of a chart or else a diagrams. So a collection of visualizations, we will call it as a report. So we are trying to build a reports by using this Power BI desktop application. So as I mentioned here, we will not keep that report at our end. We can start sharing this report to the business users. So how we are going to share it? So from the Power BI desktop application, we are going to share it? No. So Power BI comes up with two different environments. Power BI desktop is a static environment we can install on our local machines. There is another environment named called Power BI services, which is a cloud-based. So we are going to share those reports, the completed reports, after connecting the data and transform the data and make the data in a right shape and create the visuals. We can start sharing those reports, those completed reports onto the another environment named called Power BI services, which is a cloud-based environment. So what is this cloud and where it is going to sit in a sense? So Azure database only it is. So we are going to share those completed reports by connecting to the proper business email ID from the Power BI desktop. And from there, we can publish those reports into the Power BI services, which is the cloud-based environment. So the activities part, which I have listed here. So if you want to get it master on this tool, these are the regular activities as a developer I have mentioned. So first, we need to get the data from as per the requirement from the source systems. That should be either SQL or else if your data source is an Excel file or else a CSV text files, we can try to connect it as per the requirement. And the next activity after data extraction, we can try to check how many number of columns are there and what columns are going to project on the final KPI plot. So we will try to perform the transformations internally as per the connected tables. And the next activity, suppose if we are not going to connect to one single table, right? We will try to connect multiple tables. So we are going to design a data modeling also. So Power BI application, we are going to do the internally the data connectivity, a table like primary key to the foreign key kind of a relationship. If you are importing multiple tables into your Power BI desktop application, we are going to build a data modeling as well. So once the data modeling has been completed, connecting with one to another, then we can start applying the business calculations. Like maybe my end user, he want to see the analysis. Example, I'm saying, maybe the current sales, he want to compare it with the previous sales, which is nothing but a business logics, right? He want to do this kind of an analysis. So in that kind of a scenario, this DAX part will be coming to the picture. So we can start calculation. So the fourth step, which I have mentioned here is calculation. So we can start creating the measures where we can start building the very important key performance indicators to the business user. And the next part, those important KPIs, we can start visualizing it. So with the help of different charts, which are available in Power BI desktop visualization pane, we can start visualizing it by taking the different type of a charts like a pie chart or I'll say donut chart or bar chart, a clustered column chart, and so on. So 1 to 5 steps, if you can observe from the data extraction to the visualizations, we are going to perform in one of the important environment name called Power BI Desktop, which is a completely 100% free. We no need to pay anything. On the next 6th and the 7th activities, we are going to perform in another environment name called Power BI Services. So 1 to 5 in Power BI Desktop, we can call it as a development environment. And sixth and the seventh, which is nothing but an distribution of the report. So we cannot keep the Power BI application at your end. We can start sharing this report by publishing this into the services, which is a cloud-based environment. So maybe the multiple users we can start sharing, or else as per the group, or else we can start creating, if you have 100 members want to see the report, we can implement some kind of an RLS implementations and all on this. And the next part, we are not going to do it on daily basis, manual publishing of the report. So daily, the sales value should not be the same. Maybe tomorrow the value should be changes. So we can start automating it by using some gateway connections, and we can start scheduling the report by using some internally. We have two different types of gateways, like a personal or else enterprise gateway. So most of the organizations we can automate it by using gateway connections. So with the help of gateways, we can start automating this report by passing the credentials and all. So 1 to 7 important steps. If you want to get it mastered on this Power BI tool, we will daily work on these activities. So extraction of the data as per the requirement. If the source should be DataHour, or else maybe if you are connecting with the new latest source systems like in Dynamics 365. After that, we can try to verify the data transformations, like how many columns you are going to use it in the front end part. And the unwanted columns, we are going to remove it by using internally, there is some transformations. So with the help of transformations, we can do that. And the next activity, the data modeling, which is nothing but we will try to connect multiple tables, not with one table extraction, or else not with one table report building. So in real time, we can start working with the data modeling too. So we can start creating the relationships as well. And the next important activity is fourth. So our topic also, we are going to discuss about introduction of the DAX. So calculations part. So what is this DAX? What is DAX? And what kind of an objects we have in DAX? So like a measures, calculated column, calculated table. So we are going to discuss about it. And the next one is visualization. So 1 to 5 activities, as I said, we are going to do it at Power BI desktop only. So which is a primary environment, we can say, as a call, we can say it as a development environment. I hope the flow is clear to you. If any questions or else concerns, please raise your hand so that I will get to them. Next. So we are directly moving on to the topic. So DAX objects, data analysis expression. So maybe it is not an, we can call it as a language, DAX language. So most of the perception is something like language, I'm using the name. So it is not a programming language. Most of the functions and formulas, which we are already aware on the Excel part, we are going to use it on DAX level. So here we have three important objects: calculated measure, calculated column, calculated table. So what it is and how we are going to work on this, I will showcase in the form of use case, like a case study. So let me share one data set with you, so that let me know whether you are able to see the information or not, so that it's parallelly we can do it. 1 second. Today we are going to connect to the open data protocol system, OData feed source system. I'm going to share you this link. Let me know whether you are able to connect. I hope everyone get installed the software. If not, please try to install this Power BI desktop application. So to get this data extraction from this OData feed, please let me know if you have any challenges as well. Okay. So to get it done, I have already installed this application as I said. So here, let me explain a few of the objects here in the Power BI desktop. If you can observe this, left-hand side, there are three important objects. Report view, by default, you are going to view it as a report view. Okay, report view. So here, in this particular canvas only, we are going to build the visualization. So in this area, we can start drag and drop the visualizations on your right-hand side, and we can place it with the data part. So as of now, I haven't extracted any data here. And the next view, or else a tab, we are going to call it as a data view or data tab. As of now, I haven't extracted any data. It is completely blank. So we no need to refer the data whatever the tables you are extracted from the backend source system, we can try to observe the information from this data view, like how many columns we have in that particular table, how many tables we have extracted with total number of records we can observe by using this data view. And the last view, we are going to call it as a last view, or some people will call it as a tab also. So last tab, we can call it as a model tab. So as I said, modeling part, data modeling activities. In this tab only, we are going to do it. So like a connectivity. So if you can observe this, a kind of an image, a connectivity like a one table to the another table, we will try to build a primary foreign key kind of relationship in this view or as tab. So left three important tabs are very important. By default, you are going to view it as a report tab. So as of now, I haven't extracted data tab, and last one, we are going to call it as a modeling tab. Okay, modeling tab. So here, let's try to extract the data. So this one is a home ribbon. The above part, we can call it as in the Power BI desktop. We can call it as a ribbon part, like home option we have an insert. Suppose maybe if you want to add or else some kind of a boxes or else some kind of a shapes, we can try to use this insert. And data modeling, some of the important. So as I said, DAX objects, we have it. So like measures, new columns, and new tables, we can try to make use of the modeling part. This one, we are going to call it as a header home ribbon. Okay, this particular area. So coming to the right-hand side, complete right-hand side, so there is a hidden one, right? So filter area. So we can try to start filtering on this particular page wise, or else filtering on the visualization wise, or else do you want to filter the data based on some particular field? So these are all the data filtration activities we can try to perform on this filters area. This is filter pane, we can say. Filter on this particular page, or else multiple pages if you can create a report. So filter on all the pages. So if you want to filter the data with based on some condition or else some field, we can try to use it, this filter pane. And the next pane, we are going to call it as a visualization. So these are the default visualizations. So 30 plus visuals are available. We can try to utilize. So where after data extraction, we can start to check which visual is going to fit to where inside. I mean, which one we are going to share it to the business user as per their data and analytics. So these are the default visualizations which we have. Suppose maybe if you are interested to add some customization visuals like a custom library visuals, we can try to get it imported by using get more visuals as well. So these are the three dots. Horizontally we have three dot option is there. So get more visuals. So maybe we'll think like only these visuals only it will get support. No, it is not like that. It will be get supported more than 200 plus visualizations here. So in this particular Power BI customized visual, we can just try to check it whether the organizational approved visualizations are there, or else some Microsoft approved visuals like a certified visuals are there. So if you can observe this one, Power BI certified visuals. So these are all the visuals we can try to use it and try to showcase to the business user. So my suggestion is instead of, before moving on to the customized visuals, try to check the performance as well. So it will be get supported advanced visualizations too. Just try to cross verify if you are making use of these custom visuals, try to check the performance as well. So it will impact sometimes the performance. It will take some time. It will capture the catchy information. So most of the report building, what my real-time experience, what I will do in the sense, I can try to make use of available visualizations. Suppose if the customer is coming up some advanced or some maybe the library visualizations part, I can try to utilize those library visualizations, just importing into your Power BI visualization pane here. It's very simple. Let me show you one more time how we are going to import in the sense. Just try to select the get more visuals. Maybe I want to make use of this certified text filtration for the data filtration part. Try to select it. Try to select this one. So here we have an option name called add. We can add this into your visualization skill. So it will be get added here. So it is very simple. We don't need to write any code or else something. So this one, we are going to call it as a visualization pane. And here we are going to add the value. So after data extraction, we can try to start adding some values onto your pane. So last tab, which we have here is the fields page. So this one, so once the data has been imported, so the connected tables or the data sets will be get available in this fields pane only. So here we can see all the data sets. Suppose if we are extracting 10 different tables, so all the tables will be get available in this fields pane only. Okay, so as of now, I haven't imported, so we are not able to extract. So it is asking me, you haven't loaded any data right away. So we have to get it imported. Okay, so this is a brief about Power BI desktop application. So just like maybe if you're familiar with Excel as well, so we can start creating the sheets, right? So like that, as of now, I have opened the page one. Maybe if you are trying to design one more page based on some data sets, we can try to add the pages in the down part. So page one, page two, page three, and so on, until as per the requirement meets your things. So it is not a limitation. So we can try to add multiple pages as per your requirement part. Okay. I'm just deleting it. Right click, delete this page. So let's get start with one of the case study. See here how we are going to get it imported. So as I mentioned, we need to get it some data sets, right? So how we are going to extract the data. So here in the home tab, we have the get data option. So these are the different data sources. Maybe if your data is resides on your Excel file, you are going to connect to the Excel workbook. Maybe if your data set is a live connection, we are going to connect to the Power BI data set. Suppose if you are trying to, if your source system is an SQL server on premises, we can try to connect SQL server source system by passing the source server details and so on. And so like that, it is not few data source systems. If you can try to select the more option, we have the different source system. So I just selected the more button. So we can see more than 100 plus data source systems we can try to connect, and we can import as per the requirement. So maybe some tables resides on SQL part, or some tables are resides, some data sources resides on Excel workbook. We can try to combine it, and we can try to extract multiple source systems into your Power BI desktop application. So these are all the source systems only. See here, there is no limitation, like only for particular source only I have to extract or something. Even we can try to extract the SAP warehouse source systems as well, if your data resides on SAP. So instead of searching like that, what I will do in the sense, I will use the search option. So maybe I want to connect to the database or else common data source services. I will just try to select it in this way, common data services. Okay, we no need to search manually by using this vertical scroller. We can search it here itself. Okay, suppose if this is the data segregation part. If your source is in the form of file source system, we can try to select the files. So these are the file source system. And if your data source is in the form of a databases like SQL Server, Access DB, or else IBM DB2, we can try to select the databases. So this is the segregation of the source system. Maybe if your source is an Azure cloud data source system, we can try to select the Azure, and we can import the required tables from this blob storages or else from the data lake storages. Okay, so here I'm going to share you the link related to Word data feed. Word data feed. So here we have the source system, Word data feed. Try to select, connect. It looks like an URL only. It looks like an URL, but don't place it on the web data extraction. We are not extracting the data from a website. It is an open data protocol where we can start working on this, and also human readable. So it just looks like a table only. It is a kind of a database where it is a free to use it, and it is not cost or as cost effective or something else. On the top of it, we can try to extract. It just looks like a table. We can extract the source system required tables from this, and we can do some of the analysis, as I mentioned, DAX objects. We can start working on it. So Word data feed. So basically the common mistakes are something like get data. Basically, we can try to extract it by using website. It is not a website. As I said, it's an open data protocol extraction, which is free to use. We can extract some of the tables from here. Select it, paste it here. So once we can select OK, we will get a prompt, a dialog with a navigator. So from that particular website, these many tables are there. These many tables are there. So from here, as per the requirement, suppose if you are connecting to an SQL, we can try to extract the required tables. Like sales table, or else orders related means order table, or else the customer tables. These are all the tables required information only. We can try to extract it. We can try to pull it into your Power BI desktop application like that from this Go data feed. Once after connecting to this, we can see the link, and inside these are the multiple tables. So these many tables are there. Only the required tables only we are going to fetch it into your Power BI desktop application. So how we are going to select it? So here, these many tables are there. So let me extract. Maybe I'm interested to build the visualizations based on sales by category and sales total by amount. So if you can select it in this way, on the right side part, you are able to observe the preview. See here, this is the preview of your data. Like category ID is there, category name, product tails. But I'm not able to load this table into your Power BI desktop application. So how can we get to load? So we have to select this one. This square box, we have to select it. So that we can see the options like, do you want to load this table directly into your Power BI desktop? Or else another option, do you want to perform some transformation? So as I said, these many columns are there in this particular sales by category table. Do you want to do some analysis? Like, do you want to perform some transformations? Like data type check, you want to review, or else do you want to remove some unwanted columns? These kind of an activities, we can try to do it by using transform data. So let me extract one more table, sales total by amount. So here we have to select it here. Two tables I have selected, sales by category, sales total by amount. So for the sales total by amount, these many columns are there: sales amount, order ID, company name, ship date. So basically what we will do in the sense, after observing the data like this, we can directly load, because it's a structured tables, right? I didn't find any discrepancies like unwanted rows or something. It looks like a proper column headers. Below the data is available with the values, right? So what we will do in the sense, we can directly load these tables directly into the Power BI desktop application. Load it. I hope everyone able to get connected to this. If you are facing any challenges, please let me know. Everyone connected, right? I hope. Please try it. Later, if you have any queries or else concerns, I will take. I have loaded two simple tables, sales by category, sales total by amount. So if you are observing complete right-hand side, in the fields pane, you are observing two different tables, sales by category, sales total by amount. So as I said, as of now, we are in the report view. If you can navigate to the data view, we can see the number of columns along with your number of rows, which has been resided in your two tables, like a sales by category as well as sales total by amount. So see here, you're observing category ID, category name, product sales. That is the first table with 77 records. Next one, sales total by amount. Another table with 66 records. These are the columns like a sales amount, order ID, company name, shipping date. And this is the data. We no need, as I said, we no need to cross verify how many number of columns we have in the backend source systems and all. We can just try to cross verify in the data view itself. We no need to open our backend source tables for the number of columns or else what are the column headers and so on. We can try to view it in this data view. And the last tab or else a view model. So as of now, there is no connectivity here, sales by category and sales total by amount. So if you want to get some kind of an connectivity or else a link between sales by category and sales total by amount, then we have to establish a primary foreign key kind of by identifying. This is important. By identifying some common column, we have to build a relationship here. So as of now, it didn't get identified any common column. So that's why we don't have any relationship between these two tables. Fine. So how we are going to build the visualization? So as it is as easy as very simple. So see here, just like a drag and drop. 1 second. See here, once the data has been extracted in the fields pane, you are observing the columns, right? So by observing, so here, the first table, sales by category. Category ID is the number, so which is in the specified with an icon, sigma symbol. Category name and the product name is the categorical data, like a kind of a description. It is providing some kind of a description like a category name. These are the beverages or else the condiments and confections. So categorical description information it is providing. And product name is again one more categorical stuff. So along with that, there is a product sales information, which is again a number. So it is very easy to identify what information is having the number on the categorical stuff here. If you don't have any icon before that particular name field, we can assume that this is the categorical stuff, like a description. If you have something like a sigma symbol, that is nothing but a number. Okay, it's important, please observe. So how we are going to drag and drop? So see here in the reporting part, I want to showcase a kind of an insight, like based on product name wise, what is the product total product sales? I'll just try to pick one of the chart here, stack bar chart. I'm interested to see the information related to the product name wise total sales, product sales. Just try to drag and drop here, or else manually you can just try to place it on the visualization as well. Okay, either on the canvas or in this particular fields pane. Here also we can try to add product name. So I want to visualize based on the total product sales, right? Just try to drag and drop this product of sales. So we can see the statistics along with, categorical information with number. So I want to see the numbers on the top of each and every other bar. So how we are going to project it? So here, next activities like a cosmetic changes, we have an option name called format your visualization. So here we have an option called format your visualization. Try to select it. Instead of showcasing the blank on hover numbers like this, we can try to visualize the numbers on the top of this, each and every other category. So how? Just try to select your visual. So here we have an option name called data labels. As of now, by default, it is turned off. If you can try to set it on so that we can observe the numbers on the top of each and every bar. Right? So maybe I'm interested, instead of seeing the units in the form of a K, I'm interested to see the value, that is the complete value, the 49,000. What is next? Maybe the 49,400 or else something. I want to see the full value instead of a K. So we can try to set it here, data labels part, open it. Little go down. Here we have an values. These are the values, right? Try to open this one. Here the display units, by default it is an auto. I'm interested to see the full value. Just try to turn it on, open it, none option, so that we can see the including with the decimal. So 49,198.09 decimal point also we can observe in this analysis. Okay. The thing is, most of the time as we are coming into the DAX part, so as I said, calculated measure, calculated column, calculated table. As I said, we are going to discuss those topics. So most of the time, instead of showcasing the product sales, which is a number, right? If you can try to drag and drop onto the canvas, see here, by default chart is a clustered column chart. So this is the by default, it is considering it as a clustered. Number part is considered as a clustered column chart. So convert to a card visualization, convert to it. So this is a number. 617.09K, which is an implicit measure. We can say this sigma symbol, which is a number part, we can call it as an implicit measure or else implicit metric. So instead of using this, by default, it is taking, if you're observing, by default, the aggregation is considered as a sum only, right? See here, sum of product of sales. Suppose if you can try to open this one, by default aggregation is sum. Maybe I'm interested to see the analysis based on average value. I can convert from here itself, but instead of using this implicit measure or else implicit metric, I can try to do the same activity by using an explicit measure, by using a DAX object, which is not get stored on your sales by category table. I can use a new measure concept here. See here. Sorry. Try to select new measure. Select it. The same value, I can try to bring it. Average of product of sales. It's a very simple measures only. See here. Let me increase the size. I hope you are able to see average of product of sales. I have used the next line instead of writing on the same line. Shift enter is to write on the next line. To write the function, I'm just using on the next line part. So the function is I want to see the average of product of sales, right? Very simple function. Just try to type the aggregation function, that is average. Average of, I want to do an aggregation based on one of the column, right? Returns the average value of this particular column. So we have to specify that particular product of sales. Product of sales. Close the bracket and then validate it. I will explain you what it is and how we are working on this. So see here, average of product of sales, right? This is the name of the measure. Name of the measure. Is equal to is an operator. Average is a function, DAX function. Average is the DAX function. So because I want to see the analysis, instead of using the implicit measure, which I can try to change manually, I want to dedicatedly define an explicit measure. For that, I'm trying to use new measure concept. So average of sales by category. So this is my table name. Sales by category is the table, and the product sales is the column which has been resides on the sales by category table. So I'm going to close the bracket, validate it. If you can try to drag and drop this one, just try to drag and drop. By default, as I said, for a number clustered column chart, let me convert to a card visualization. So it's the same. So 8.01K. And another one which I have placed here is 8.01K. So if you can observe this particular, the calculation average of product of sales, it has been stored on not in the sales by category table. It gets stored on another table, sales total by amount. Did you observe anywhere any column like that? No. So explicit measure will not get stored on a table part. That means it will not get stored on the data level. So the explicit measure, it will be get stored on a cache level. So it will not get stored or else occupy some memory. It will get stored in the form of this particular calculation. It will get stored in the form of a cache. So if you can observe this product of sales, you observe the calculation, right? This particular complete column, row by row, product of sales with each and every row value are observed. So the similar way, the product of sales, the average product of sales, you are not observing. Why? In the sense, because you have utilized the new measure, which is not going to store on the table level, it will be get stored in the form of a cache. So instead of using this implicit measures, which will be resides on your table part, it's always the best approach is always try to use an explicit measure for the performance prospect. For the performance prospect, please try to utilize an explicit measure. So how it will be get stored, this average of product of sales in the sense? So it is not stored in this table. It is movable from one table to the another table. So as of now, the home table is sales total by amount. If you're observing here, the home table, so it will be get stored in this particular table as a cache part. I want to move it to the main table, that is sales by category. So how we are going to move? Try to select this average of product of sales. So here we can try to move it to the sales by category. So we can move it to the another table. So it will not, as I'm just mentioning one more time, it will not get stored on your table or else a data part. This measure, it will be get stored in the form of a caching. So where do you see the value in the sense, this particular average of product of sales? We can see the value only on the report view canvas only. These explicit measure values we can observe only on the reporting layer, not anywhere. In the data view, we cannot observe any value or some information related to the explicit measure. So I hope up to this part is clear. Everyone. So best option is, instead of using the implicit measure, which is getting stored on a table part, we can try to make use of an explicit measure. This is an explicit measure, 8.01K. So see here, I cannot change it to other aggregations like other summarization functions like sum or as an average. I don't want to count the product of sales like an implicit measure like this. See here, I can change it manually from one aggregation function to the another aggregation by using an implicit measure. But if you are using an explicit measure, there is no option to change to other aggregation function because you have used in this particular formula bar, this is the DAX formula bar, you have dedicatedly specified an average function on one of the column that is product of sales, right? So this is one of the example for a measure. So like that, we can try to perform the count of, maybe I want to count some of the categories, like category name, I want to count it on this particular table. So how we are going to count it? So direct function is the count function. So how we are going to utilize? So we can start utilizing by using a new measure. We are counting the category name, right? So maybe I'll just try to write it in the form of category name, total category is equal to. So here, because this is not a number, right? Category name is not a number to directly use the count function. So what I will do in the sense, I will try to count the complete table. So number of records is 77, total number of records. Further, I'm going to use the count rows is the DAX function of the complete table. So I can try to specify. So I want to see the distinct categories. I don't want to repeat the category name. I want to see the distinct information as a count. So distinct of category name. Close the bracket, validate it. This is the validation and this is a cancellation. So we cannot see the total category name field in this particular table. So if you want to see the result, so how many categories are there? Totally maybe approximate 8 categories, right? 6, 7, 8. Say 8 categories are there. Navigate to the report view. So I want to see the total number. So just try to drag and drop this particular measure. So if you can observe, this is the calculator symbol. Please remember the icons as well. If you are using an explicit measure, the option is, the icon is differentiated as a calculator. Calculator is an icon for an explicit measure. Let me convert to a card visualization. Card. So total 8 categories are available. So in this way, we can try to add it on your, in the visualizations part. We cannot see the number for an explicit measure. Okay. Let me add one more example. Let's save it. So we can save it and the file is going to store in the form of PBX file. This file is going to store in the form of PBIX file. So 8 categories are there. So if you can observe, there is an interaction with one particular category to these numbers as well. If you're observing like that, let me create one more external measure, explicit measure here. See this? Maybe we'll just go to the another table, sales total by amount. If you're observing, here we have a sales amount, right? Sales amount functionality is the sales amount, which is a number, implicit number. I want to see the total value. So instead of reading the record one by one and try to project the value in the front end part, the sum of sales amount, I can try to create this explicit measure. Let's try to create it. Take the table tools, new measure, click on the new measure, total sales amount. Direct function, so I want to specify it as a sum of sales amount. So my suggestion is, this is completely table, right? Sales by category and sales by total, sales total by amount. My suggestion is, instead of referring the table name, try to refer the column name directly so that we will get the less number of suggestions. So see here, sales amount, I'm getting it as a less suggestions. Sales total by amount table is having sales amount. Suppose if you are referring the table name, we will get lot of suggestions. So see here, sales total by amount. This is the table, and we need to pick up this particular column. So less large suggestions we are going to get it. So please try to refer the column name directly instead of table information. Okay, close the bracket, validate it. So you're not going to observe any value in the data tab or else the data level. Just try to navigate to the report, try to drag and drop this explicit measure on your canvas, convert to a card visual. So this is the number, total sales by amount. Like that, assume that the total value you are observing, that is, it is coming up around 2 lakhs. 1 second, let me get it as a full value. Full value. This is the full number, right? 2,91,026. So my business user, he is interested to see the one of the company total sales. So we have different company names available here. These are all the company names, but my end user, he is interested to see the analysis for one particular sales, company name, sales amount. So in that kind of a scenario, how we are going to handle this? So in that kind of a scenario, we have a DAX function name called calculate, and inside we can pass the expression. Okay, the expression is the total value, and we are going to filter based on the company name. So the company names, we are going to filter it based on, maybe I'm interested on to see the total value or else the sales value for this Ernest and Handel sales value, company sales value. How we are going to extract it? So see here, let me show you that. If you can try to drag and drop the company name and try to use it as a slicer. So this particular company sales is 36,546, right? If you are unfilter, you can see the total sales amount for all the companies. So I'm interested to see the total value as an important metric by using a card visualization. So how we are going to bring it out? So further, it's a number based only, right? Let's try to use the new measure. Click on the new measure. New measure, giving the name as Ernest Handel company sales. This is the measure name, is equal to is an operator. I'm using the next line by using the shift enter. Calculate, because I want to see the expression, that is the total value. Along with that, I want to filter the data for one company. So in that kind of a scenario, there is a magic function name called calculate, where we are going to pass 2 parameters at a time. One for expression, that is the total sales, and the another parameter is for filtration part. The calculate is a function, DAX function, which we can try to accommodate with 2 parameters. First one is an expression. The expression is total sales value. See here, total, we can try to reuse it. We don't need to use the sum of again, because we already calculated the total sales amount, right? We no need to use again sum of sales amount, like this, sales amount. We have already created a dedicated measure, we can reuse it. Total sales amount, comma. Filtration part, I want to filter with based on company name is equal to, let me make it as a readable. So here, I want to filter the data based on the company name, right? Which company we are interested. So we are interested on Ernest Handel, right? So we are using the double inverted quotes. So filtration 1, filtration completed. Maybe if you are interested on one more filtration, comma separator, we can use it, comma, we can use one more. If you are interested on one more company name. So as of now, I'm interested on one of the company, that is Ernest and Handel. Close the bracket. Validate it, validate. So the name, just try to drag and drop here. Try to drag and drop. Convert to a card, because I want to see the number, right? So that's why I'm converting this bar chart as a card visualization. Just try to select it, convert to a card, so that it's a dedicated measure for this particular company name. So see this, if you can select this Ernest and Handel, we can see the total sales value 36,543.46, and this is the same value 36.46. 54K, thousands. Let me get it as a full value like this. Same. I'm using the format painter, 36,546. And here, this is the dedicated company name. Okay, company name that is Ernest and Handel sales. So in this way, we can try to make use of calculate function of this explicit new measure concept. So let's try to utilize one more functionality. So as I said, DAX, we have three different objects. New measure, I have shown you the different examples. And like that, we have one more object name called calculated column. So what is this calculated column? So see here, calculated column as of now in this particular first table sales by category, 4 columns are available: category ID, category name, product name, and product of sales. So I'm interested to derive this product and category name as one new column. So I want to take it as a reference of existing fields in the table of sales by category. I want to derive product category name as a new column. So in that kind of a scenario, if you are expanding the table information with one new column, that one we are going to call it as a calculated column. So how we are going to combine it? How we are going to derive a new column here? It's very simple. It's one of the table tools. So see here, new column object is there, new column or calculated column. Try to select it, new column, select it. It's getting expanded, right? 4 columns are available. I just expanded with one more new column, right? Try to name it instead of a column is equal to, try to give a proper naming convention, column header convention, that is product category name. Because I got a requirement to combine these 2 columns and I want to project in my front end part as a one new inside. So for that purpose only, I'm just trying to combine this product name and category name here in this data view part. So product category name is equal to, so how we are going to concatenate? It is very simple. We can try to make use of an operator. It's here. Product name, which is available, product name, ampersand for the concatenation, ampersand. So I want to specify with an hyphen separator, hyphen. I'm using the hyphen separator here. Another column. So how we are going to add one more? So I'm just using one more operator, ampersand category name. So category name. Validate. So we can try to get it as a product category name as a new field where we can try to utilize our reporting part. I'm just using one more page 2. Just try to drag and drop. So see here, this particular new column, which has been the icon stands as a table with effects. I hope you are able to see. For measure, it's a calculated symbol. For a new column, the new column or else a calculated column, the icon is table with effects. So because we have derived one new column here, we can try to make use of it. Just try to drag and drop onto your reporting canvas. So this is the one. So maybe for some activity part or else maybe for the data filtration, I can try to utilize. Maybe I'm just using the slicer directly. I can try to utilize product category name here. Okay. I will show you those things. 1 second. So here I'm using an operator, ampersand. Other than that, we can make use of the concatenate functions as well. So we have a dedicated functions too. We can make use of the same activity. Instead of using an ampersand operator, we can try to derive this activity by using concatenate operator as well, concatenate functions too. So how? Let me show you that one as well. So new column. I'm just using the new column again to showcase you by using concatenate function. Product category name is equal to concatenate function. So here the text 1 comma text 2. So in this scenario, you no need to pass any ampersand or else some operators. We can directly pass the textual data. So text 1 is product name here, product name, comma. Text 2, you have to pass the another category, that is category. So category, directly you can pass it and then validate it. 1 second. Validate it. So if you can observe, this is not same as like by using a function. If you can observe, there is a hyphen separator is available, right? So how can we get the separation? How can we get then delimiter, that is a hyphen or else a space here? Instead of here, if you can observe, I have directly used the another column as a text2. Instead of using the text2 here, I can pass it as a double inverted quotes, double inverted quotes with hyphen separator. On the top of it, I can make use of again one more concatenate function. So we can have one more function, concatenate x as well. So I'm just showing the basic one, concatenate function, comma. So this complete one, if you can observe, this complete concatenate is going to treat it as a text1, comma, text2. Text2, we are going to treat it as a product name, sorry, category. Product name is already available, validated. So we can see the hyphen operator between the product and the category. So in this way, we can make use of concatenate. I hope it is clear. If you have any queries or else concerns, please let me know. Saving it. Like that, I'll just try to show you a few more activities part. 1 second. See here on the table tools, we discussed about new measure. I have shown you the multiple new measure activities. And the new column, the similar activity, if you can observe, instead of using the new column on the DAX part, the same one, the product category name, we can try to derive in one more area. So my suggestion is, instead of using the new column object, which is deriving on the model part, my suggestion is we can try to get the same information, product category name at the query editor part. So how we are going to get this product category name? So see here, maybe I just want to do that activity in the query editor, navigating to the transform data, click on the transform data. So here on the data level, after data extraction, in this particular area, I just try to do the concatenation in the query editor itself instead of doing in the Power BI DAX level, that is the modeling level. So how can we do this activity? How we are going to club this product name and the category name in the query editor? See here, I will give you a brief about it. This is the query editor. As I said, the data transformation activities like an ETL transformation activities, we can try to perform in this query editor part. Left hand side, these are the two queries or tables. In center, this is the canvas. On the complete right hand side, query settings part, the important areas I'm trying to convey. Query settings part, these are the applied steps. So you have extracted the source. So these are the tables. And we have navigated or else connected to that particular table. So you can see that gear icon, right? If you can select it, we can see the selected table. That is sales by category is the selected table. So how many selected tables and all we can see in the form of navigator. My concern is, instead of doing the new column activity by using the DAX object, we can try to do it the data level itself. So how we are going to combine it here? So to do that, the transformation level, I want to add a new column, right? Go to the add column tab here, the top part, add column tab. So here I want to derive it as a custom column, the new column. Try to select it, custom. Try to select the product name, the first column, product name, %, hyphen is the separator, we are going to use it. And another category also we have to club, right? That is the category name. Combine it, give the name of it, that is product category name by using query editor. Okay, I'm just for your reference, I'm writing here query editor. Click OK. It's the same column which we have defined in the DAX part as well. So instead of using the DAX object calculated column, my suggestion is we can try to derive these new column activities by using query editor tool. So if you are learning these M functions thoroughly, we can try to do this multiple new column activities by using this M query. So M language is there. So two different languages. So as per the topic concern, we are working on the DAX part. For your information, I'm sharing this information related to the query editor and the performance optimization. This new column activities we can try to define in the query editor by using this yum function. So backend, this is the formula. If you're observing, this is the formula editor for the M language, yum functions. Okay. So M language is a case sensitive here. So if you're writing or else if you're doing some transformations, we have to be more cautious on the data part. If you are doing some changes or some activity, we have to be cautious and do the new changes accordingly. So this new column I have derived, it is also recorded as a new step. Add column is the new step because I have performed some activity. The new column registration has been added here. So I want to apply these changes on this table. Let's try to navigate to the home tab and try to use close and apply button so that whatever the changes you have done in the query editor part, it will be get reflected on your Power BI desktop window. So this is the Power BI desktop data view. We can see that new column. So is there any change in this column and this column? So this one you have defined it by using the DAX function, concatenate and all by using the DAX queries. And this one you have defined at the query editor itself. So the best approach, as I said, the best option is try to define any new columns in the query editor itself instead of using this new column object. So one more object we have, that is nothing but calculated table. So as of now, we see here sales total by amount. These are the columns we have: sales amount, order ID, company name, shipping date. So I'm interested to build a visualization based on time series analysis. So in this particular table, date table is there. I want to create a separate date table instead of using the existing shipping date. So how we are going to create by taking the reference of the shipping date column as a new table. So that is most of the time intelligence activities, instead of using the existing field, which is a date related field, we can try to use a time intelligence functions by using time intelligence functions. So creating a separate date table. So how we are going to create a new date table here? We are not going to import any date table from any source system. I'll just try to define by using the existing shipping date only. I can try to create a new date table. So to do that, here we have an option name called new table. So by using the new table or else calculated table object, instead of using the shipping date column, which is available on sales total by amount, I can create a new date table. So how? Let's try to create a new table. Click on this new table. See here, it will be get added as a table. So I haven't specified any table name. So how we are going to add it? So just try to select. I want to define it as a date table. Give the name of the table as a date is equal to is an operator. And here to define or else to project the date, we have two functions for calendar related, date related. Two functions. First one is calendar auto, which is going to scan the complete table information, both of the tables, and try to pick from the lowest date to the highest date. That is one function. So see, this is equal to calendar auto. As I said, calendar auto is one of the DAX function, which is going to scan your complete model. Okay, which is going to scan it and try to define the date related information by closing the bracket and validate it. So we have only one particular field. We have sales by total table only. We have the shipping date. Another table, we don't have any date related stuff. So it is going to scan these two tables and try to pick the information from the shipping date, try to project it as a date statistics. So this is a separate date table here. So other than the calendar auto, we have one more function. Let me add one more new table. Click on the new table. Date C is equal to calendar. So here we can try to specify the start date and the end date. That means we can specify the static members. Maybe if you are interested to project the date from maybe from 2010 to 2023 till date, we can specify it by adding like this. See here, manually we can pass like date of, maybe I'm interested from 2010, first month, first day, comma, and the end date. date of, I'm interested, maybe for this requirement, I'm interested up to 2023, 12th month, 31st. Close the bracket. This one is a static representation. So calendar function is another approach which we can try to specify the date statistics. So this is the information from starts from 10 to 23. See here. Okay. So this is another approach. Calendar and calendar auto is the different. I mean, calendar auto is going to scan all your tables and try to pick the lowest and the highest. Calendar function, we can try to specify the static numbers, or else inside also we can try to define. Maybe you want to refer the existing shipping date, means I'm going to refer it. See here, first date of shipping date. I'm referring the first date, non-blank date. Last date of, which is a non-blank date of shipping date, which is not blank. Okay, that is a meaning. Validate it. We can see the same result. Okay, in this way also we can try to specify calendar. Okay, so in this way we can try to make use of this calculated table option. So from here we can try to split the year information, month, day, quarter, and all by using calculated column. Let me show you quickly how we are going to create a date table. So from 1997, we have maybe only 1 year statistics only it is projecting. I want to extract only the year from this particular date field. So in that kind of a scenario, I'll just try to add one new column that is nothing but a calculated column. Click on it. I want to see the year information, right? So year is my calculated column name, new column name is equal to direct function is there, year, date table, try to refer the date table, calculate. Date table, date column, validate it. So if you can observe only 1 year, 1997 statistics only, 1997 values only it is getting available. Like that, maybe I'm interested to visualize based on the month number like 1 to 12. So I want to define a new column. So let's try to use it. New column, month number is equal to direct function. We have month, which is going to specify, or else returns the number from 1 to 12. Try to specify the date table, date column. Close the bracket. Month is the function. Date table, date column, validate it. So you are defining these numbers and all. So maybe I'm interested to visualize based on the month name, like January, February, March, and so on. So how can we get it? So to get this one, we are going to convert. This is, as of now, it is a date format, right? So I want to convert to a textual format. I want to see the January, February, March, April is an textual information. So how can we get it? So let's try to click on the new column again. New column. We are defining the new column, right? Month name, not a month number. We are going to define the month name is equal to format. You are going to use the format function here because you are converting from date table, date column, date related data type to the text. Date, comma, format. So what format you are expecting? I'm expecting month, right? Try to define the 4 EMs for the full value of your month name. So here we can try to observe from Jan to December. Okay, like this. These are the months, month name. Maybe in our visualizations part, I'm interested to visualize it based on month name wise. See here. See here. Month name wise. Some analysis based on maybe total sales by amount. Okay, let me increase the font of it. Increase the font. Okay, let's try to convert to some chart, bar chart. See this? If you're observing, this analysis is not a right one because each and every bar which is projecting with the same value, right? 291K, 291K, which is impossible. So why it is coming in this way? Because we have taken the month name column from one table and another one, total sales amount, from the another table, which we don't have any relationship or else any connectivity between these two. So how we are going to get it? So in this kind of a scenario, we can navigate to the modeling part, because if you can observe, there is no connectivity between date C table with your sales by total amount. So just try to provide it. So what is the matching column? So as per my observation, I have taken the reference of the shipping date to the date. I can just try to drag and drop here. So simple, just try to drag and drop. We are trying to create a relationship, like a primary foreign key kind of a relationship. So one stands for unique, start stands for many. So maybe the repeated records are available here. Unique records are available in this date table. Sorry. If you can navigate to the report view, we can see the right statistics. Okay, right inside. So if you're observing this x-axis, right, it is still not in a proper way. Maybe my end user is very interested on from Jan to December in a right format, right axis path. So how can we get it done? So I will try it by using this more options, sort axis. Month name wise, I can try to sort it. Still, it is not a right sorting approach, right? Let me increase the font. So still it is not a right sorting order. So how can we get this done? So in this kind of a scenario, I have added the month number field, right? Try to select the month name. Month number will be in the 1, 2, 3, 4, which is a number format, right? Try to sort it based on month name, which you have used on the x-axis with month number by using one more option name called sort by column. So here we can try to sort it based on month number. So if you can observe this x-axis, right, we can see it in the proper sorting order, right? So in this way, we can try to get it done. From Jan to December, with each and every month-wise analysis, a kind of a trend report, we can prepare it. Okay. So in this way, we can try to add new tables by using the calculated table object. And we have one more approach, the last approach. I will not take much time. I will take your queries too. The last approach, as per the part of DAX, here, quick measure. For the newbies, for the new learners, we are not going to write any functions like this in this formula bar. We can try to get this maybe with just like a drag and drop, or else by using some natural language. We can try to get this functionality by just using this quick measure concept. So how it is going to done? So see here, quick measure, click on the quick measure. So some of the predefined calculations are available here. Like maybe if you are performing an average, we can try to take it. If you are trying to filter the data based on some categories, we can try to use these filters and time intelligence, like date related activities. If you are doing, we can try to use this time intelligence functionalities like arithmetic, like subtraction or else a minus. Without writing or else without manually entering the formulas, we can make use of this quick measure concept. And recently from Microsoft, they have released suggest approach. Like example, we have to turn it on and we have to sign up. We have to sign up and then turn the Q&A option. So this one, latest functionality. So here, by using the natural language, we can try to write the queries. Okay, let me show you that. Maybe I'll just try to show you quickly by using this. See here, I want to see the average per category. Try to select. We no need to write any DAX functions. We can just try to drag and drop the base value. So base value is, which is the number, that is total sales. Try to drag and drop. Category, I want to see the analysis based on the company name. Just try to add it. Add, that's it. We are not going to write any DAX functions. We'll just try to automatically get created this function. So average X is the DAX function, iterated function. So it is trying to take key filters of this particular company name and the calculated value, total sales value, it will be get generated. So if you want to see the result of it, we can just try to add it in our canvas. So remove this. So here, you can just try to add it here. 1 second. Just try to drag and drop. Okay. So this quick measure option is for the newbies, new learner. So we can relate the quick measure options for some time. But my suggestion is after getting practice with the quick measures, please try to write it on a phone by using the new measure object. Okay. So these are the topics I just want to bring it to you. And if you have any questions or else queries, so this preparations part on the each and every step-wise documentation with me, I can share it with you. To the analytics with your team so that you can try to take it and let me know. You can reach me out from LinkedIn, whatever the social networking handles I have shared with you. You can reach me out there. So theoretical part, I have shared it very less. Practically, I have shown you the concepts which is very important related to the DAX objects. That is a quick measure, new measure, calculated column, and calculated table. If you have any questions or else concerns, please let me know. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, sir, for the wonderful session. Before the Q&A, I'd like you to there's a feedback poll that we request you to answer all the questions in. Thanks.
Yes. Yeah.
So there's 2 questions in the Q&A section and 1 in the chat.
Okay. I'm stopping my screen sharing. Okay.
Okay, so you can answer the questions.
Sure. Hope you like it. I'm going to share it this presentation also. Yes, sure. For newbies, it is quick measure option is very easy. So we can start learning it. Okay. How the queries are going, backend, how it is working on. So after that, once you get some knowledge on it, we can start writing by using measure object. So that is my suggestion. Any other queries, please?
Also, there's 2 questions in.
Yes, I'm reading it here. How can we create a dashboard in the desktop version and bring it to the cloud? So, Ralph, we are not going to create the dashboard in the Power BI desktop. So we are going to create the dashboard in Power BI services only. So in the cloud part, we can start creating the dashboards. And in the Power BI desktop version, we can prepare only the report only. Suppose if you want to give it to the one person access to the another on the chart wise, we can restrict it. We can restrict by using RLS and object level security part as well. Yeah, I hope I have answered to you, Ralph. Any other? I know this is depends on the case, which visual I have. Yeah, we can choose it. Yes. Any other questions, queries? Hope you like my session. And if you have anything, feedback, please try to share it.
Thanks. Thank you so much for the wonderful session. On behalf of Analytics Vidya, I'd like to thank you for your time and for delivering such a wonderful session. I'm sure our audience found it insightful, and hopefully we can conduct more such sessions with you in the future.
Thank you.
I hope you guys have filled in the feedback poll. If not, I request you to please fill it in, as it helps us to conduct more such sessions. We will be back on the DataHour on 16 January. And until then, that's all from us. Take care.
Thanks everyone.